We're getting multiple stories about Spider-Man spin-offs coming from different directions. So I thought it would be a great time to break them all down. Let's talk about Dusk, Stunner, and another team-up film. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CB Nostalgia, and with a little update on Spider-Man. Well, as many of you know, Spider-Man 3 is currently in production, and we've been getting a steady stream of news related to the movie. As these things start to unfold, we tend to get more and more details about ideas that may have been floated for the future. And today we got a series of stories related to Spider-Man and his spin-off films over at Sony. Now, before we break all of these down, make sure you hit like and subscribe and ring the bell for all the updates. Also, don't forget about this year's contest. We're giving away the PlayStation 5. All you have to do to get in on this contest is be a subscriber and leave a comment. Well, clearly, Sony has huge plans for the future of Spider-Man. This upcoming Spider-Man 3 multiverse film is setting up Sony's own Spider-Man universe, and we have for a while been getting stories about various spin-offs. Now we know Morbius is headed our way, and a sequel to that first Tom Hardy Venom movie is also queued up for this year. But now we've got a series of stories from different sources highlighting potential spin-offs for Spider-Man. So let's take a couple minutes to break them both down. Now, earlier today, the team over at the Illuminati, who have nailed quite a few Marvel scoops via casting sheets, reported that Sony is currently working on a Dusk project. The character of Dusk has a little bit of a history in the Marvel Universe and was actually created in 1998 in Slinger's Number 0 as an alternate identity for a currently wanted by the law Peter Parker. Now, the mantle was eventually taken over by Cassie St. Commons, and although we won't dig too deeply into her origin story, she actually exists in a ground between life and death. Not a zombie, not dead, but not alive either. She does have some wicked cool powers though. She has the power of teleportation, manipulating shadows, and she can actually project her dark force, which is more than a little cool. Now this gets added to a laundry list of Sony characters we've been hearing are coming our way for a really long time, many of which we haven't gotten additional details about. And that's kind of where our next series of rumors start to play in. Now we're going to shift from the Illuminati over to Daniel RPK's Patreon account, where there were two rumors, not scoops, rumors reported over there that seemed to tie into this. The first one was another spin-off film, also involving another female character. This time the character of Stunner, whose real name is Angelina Brancale. Now she's typically a villain in the comics, and she's also an ally and a lover of Dr. Octopus, and made her first appearance way back in Spider-Man number 397. Now she does have a rather interesting tie to modern times though. This particular character uses a virtual reality machine to construct Stunner. It's actually like a virtual construct, and she projects herself through the construct into the real world. If the construct gets into a rough situation, it just disappears. It's kind of cool actually. But it does find an interesting place in our modern VR Oculus world. It might be a pretty interesting one for Sony to look at because it's not a character with a lot of background or ties. Now both of these kind of tie to the next story that Daniel put out there. Now according to Daniel, Sony is currently developing an all-female team-up film. This would include Black Cat, Silver Sable, Silk, Jackpot, and Spider-Woman. Considering we just talked about two more female heroes, Stunner and Dusk, they very well may be added to that same list. Now, he doesn't provide a lot of other details beyond that Sony is currently working on this project, but I don't really think it really should surprise anyone. The Black Cat Silver Sable movie was well into production. They even had a script which involved quite a few wicked cool Spider-Man villains, including the Tarantula. We also know that Spider-Woman movie is currently in production, and Olivia Wilde is attached to direct that too, so Sony clearly has some ideas for a female-focused, spider-oriented superhero group coming to the SPUMC, Spunk. If I'm making any guesses, I suspect we may actually get some sort of clone-oriented storyline with Kane Parker as the primary villain, but that's just me guessing. Now that's all the rumors that we have right now for Spider-Man. There's obviously a ton of work going on the movie on set, and we're getting all kinds of neat stories and tidbits, so we're going to try to cover some of those. But on this channel, I want to look in some different directions where people aren't looking, and I hadn't heard any of this anywhere. So what do you guys think of these new characters, Dusk and Stunner, potentially joining Spider-Man in the SPUMC? And would you be down for an all-girl, all-spider team-up movie over at Sony Studios? Sound off in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you press like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.